Hey soul fam, Amelia Adair here. Welcome back, welcome back. I hope you guys are feeling good and doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. I know I got a great topic for you today. Alright, let's get into some things, soul fam, because as you know, on this channel, we elevate, we heal, we grow with love. Okay? We grow with love and we work on being better versions of ourselves every day. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. We welcome you. We welcome you. Okay? Now let's jump into today's topic, so fam. Learning how to love. Learning how to love. So fam, you ever notice that we spend so much of our time learning how to work, right? We spend years and years of schooling learning how to work, learning how to get a job, keep a job, and all that good stuff. Have you ever asked yourself, have I ever learned how to love? Right? Learn how to communicate, learn how to have a successful relationship. All right, so fam, so we got to jump into some things because there's a couple things we have to address. All right, number one is learning what you love. Okay, out of a relationship. Sometimes we go into these relationships and we go in blind, right? We go in just, we'll see, we'll see. And then when things don't work out from we'll see, we end up hurt behind it. And some of us, after we get hurt, we close the door. We go, this ain't for me. I'm done. I'm gonna be a loner. Friendships and relationships. So fam, we have to learn what we love. What is it that we love people to do for us? Right? And what is it that we love to do for them? Because it's always a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. Okay? Neither way. So you don't want to be someone in relationships, friendships or relationship, that's always taking, and you also don't want to be the one that's always giving. Right? So we have to learn what it is that we give and what we expect to receive. And I'm not talking about material things, right? I'm talking about communication. Someone that can listen, right? Someone that has standards. Someone that respects standards. So these are the characteristics that I'm referring to. Someone that's not so frugal. Okay? Someone who enjoys going out. These are basic things that we don't address, and we just kind of expect everyone to know this that we meet, right? So just as we pick relationships, same with friendships. How are we spending our time with these people, and how are these people spending their time? Because eventually you guys are going to spend time together, so it is important to make sure you guys have similar interests, have similar mindsets. Not the same, similar, okay? Sometimes we are expecting to find identical twin versions of ourselves out there in this world, and it's unrealistic, right? We're not gonna find someone that's gonna just be the perfect person. And oftentimes we've failed at relationships because we've put unrealistic expectations on that person. We're so consumed with social media that we just think everyone is going to do everything right the first time. You have to have room for human error in your life, right? Meaning, don't give people just one strike, you're out. Give people the opportunity to redeem themselves. That is how a relationship is going to grow. It's a good thought coming in because I got a little itch. But So fam, you have to understand that a relationship is gonna grow when someone does something wrong or unexpected and not horrible, right? Nothing dramatic, but maybe somebody, y'all had a miscommunication, right? How do you guys redeem, right, from that miscommunication? Were you guys able to communicate and work it out? Were you able to keep your temper and emotions under control? Because remember, it's a two-way street, so you don't want to be screaming at someone and then expect them to just take it. No. Can you communicate your emotions to someone in a way that they can receive it the way it's intended, right? Sometimes we get so upset and angry and ooh, but we're not communicating well. We're sending one-word text messages when it should be a phone call. And I don't know about you, Sophie, but there's times that I don't even see a text. And I'll be like, why didn't you just call me? I have a million texts. Just call me. And if we're friends, you'll know, okay, Amelia likes to get called. Okay, we gotta call Amelia, because if we don't call her, she may not see the text. Amelia's form of communication is verbal. And if that's your form of communication, you have to be the one to communicate that in these relationships. I'm a verbal communicator. So fam, when you start communicating your expectations, in a sense, and not to say like I have expectations, not like that. So fam, don't take this negatively, okay? This is more of, this is who I am. Hey, this is who I am. So now the other person knows, okay, this is who she is, right? They're getting to know you, but they can't get to know you if you're not being expressive, right? So like something so simple like, I'm a verbal communicator. The person knows, okay, if I want to have a relationship with her or him, I have to be on the phone. Now, if that person goes, I do not like to be on the phone, this ain't gonna work out. At least you saved yourself time and energy, because you let them know early on in the beginning that you're a verbal communicator. So the person that's for you, or the relationship that's for you, right? They're not gonna have a problem with being verbal. See, sometimes, so fam, we never even mention little things that we like to people until we've already invested too much time. So then we're holding on to the invested time instead of the characteristics that are more important, right? Time is important, don't get me wrong, but why spend time doing something that you don't like? So yeah, maybe you spent 2 years knowing this person and sharing experiences with this person, but they don't have none of the characteristics you like. It's like going to a job and you don't like no one at the job. There's no room for growth at the job. You spend all this time at the job. Eventually, you're gonna just leave. You're gonna say, screw this time. I'm going to a job that has room to grow. Right? So with relationships, Sophia, we have to learn how to say our piece. Say what we like, say what we don't like. And not get upset when someone says what they don't like. Sophia, if that person don't like fish, you can't get upset about it. And I'm saying fish just to say fish, but sometimes we meet people who don't like to drink every week. Okay, My video cut off, but we're going to jump right back into some things. So fam, we also have to learn how to give in these relationships. So fam, we have to learn how much of ourselves to give. Oftentimes, so fam, we're overgiving. We're overgiving too soon, right? So what does that mean? Having patience, right? In these new relationships, not feeling like you have to oversell yourself. Sometimes we start overselling ourselves as if we're trying to get the position of a friend or a man or a woman, right? So fam, so not overselling yourself. Yes, have confidence, but also you're not seeking validation from these people. Not to say these people, but you know what I'm saying? The people that you meet, you're not seeking validation from them. You're not seeking congratulations from them. No. So we have to learn what to give and how much to give in these relationships. So let's do a quick scenario. Excuse me. Say you meet someone, right? Let's do a relationship. Say you meet a guy as a woman, right? Then you meet a guy, right? And you guys are kicking it off great, laughing and giggling, and now it's time to exchange information. And it comes up, hey, why are you single? Right? Sometimes we don't know how to answer this question, soul fam, and we start over giving and going too far in depth, trying to convince yourself and him of your singleness. When you have found peace with your failed relationships, right? Found peace. You can't skip this part. You can't act like you have peace either, right? Because it'll be all on your face. Excuse me. Right? So fam, and you have to learn how to be like short, sweet, and detailed, right? And have confidence with your singleness. Sometimes we answer this question without the confidence of why we are single. We're over here, we're like, So fam, it's okay to be single, no matter what anyone say, okay? So you have to be okay with that within. You can't be trying to hide, lie, and manipulate the situation. Just be firm, okay? And confident, all right, so fam? And we have to just be not oversharing and going into details about why it ended, and going into details about what you did wrong, going into details. Listen, it's done. Time has ran its course, right? And it's time for new things, right? And then you gotta ask them. Don't be afraid to ask them after, why you single? If anything, ask the question first, ladies. Why you single, babe? Honestly, oh, my little battery came on. To be honest, so fam, I think when someone does ask why you single, it can come off as a little insecure too. Like, why you single? And it's like I don't know. I feel like that question is a sensitive question, meaning like it's an unnecessary question. I feel like if you're trying to get to know me and you are digging up why me and my ex didn't work out, you trying to be my ex already? Let me know, okay? Because that position, you could fill that position too. All right, you could be an ex real quick. All right, so fam. So we have to just keep it short, keep it sweet, move on, and talk about things that actually matter, right? Why you're single doesn't really matter as far as how does this person communicate, this new person communicate with you? How does this new person fit into your life, right? Do you guys have similar interests? And don't get so shaken up. If someone does ask a question, it's okay. It's all right, Sophia. Let them ask. So we have to learn overall how to love, how to communicate, and how to be a better friend, a better lover, a better communicator, all around the board. And we have to also learn how to lead by example, right? Don't be so, sometimes we're just an open book, right? Without boundaries and standards, right? So not letting everyone come to your house that you meet. Give it a couple, like, all right, let's date a little bit. Let's talk on the phone a little bit. Let's see how things go. Because people are going to try you, right? They're going to try to overstep too soon and look for things that's wrong with you. Come on, fam. None of us are perfect. So if someone's looking for something wrong with you, they're going to find it. They're going to find it. They're going to find something to be wrong with you in their eyes. So to avoid all that drama, have a boundary, have a standard, and have your pieces in order. So when opportunity presents itself, you're ready. If you see someone you like, you're not chasing them away. Some of us, we can't make friends because we chase friends away. Just basic friends. If you couldn't make a basic friend, half the battle's done. Okay? Basic. Not trying to help get everyone's life together, and that's not your job. Letting people be who they are. Okay? If that's who you are, babe, okay. Even me as a coach, so fam, a lot of times I have to tell myself, turn it off, 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 turn it off. Right? Because there's times where I don't want to have a client. I don't want you as a client. I know my life is all together and there's some things that I'm working on, but even so, babe, I just want to chill. I just want to chill. I don't want to be working when I'm off. Right? So sometimes, so fam, we always trying to work. We always trying to do everyone's job. Learn how to do your job. Okay? In relationships, so fam, learn how to do your job and don't do more than your job description. And the great part about relationships is you create that, right? No one's creating your job description as a friend, okay? In the relationship, they're not creating your job description. Let me break it down, so fam. Let me break it down. As a friend, basic communication, no mind games, support, right? Showing up when you can and lending a shoulder when you can, right? So whatever your job description is, stick to that. Once you see yourself doing too much, stick to saying, I'm unavailable, without being rude, right? Because sometimes, so fam, we'll start giving too much, giving our time, money, knowledge, right? Just, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. Unless someone's looking and asking for it. Sometimes we don't have friends because we've given too much too soon and they're not asking for it. They're just talking. Sometimes people just want to talk. I've learned that. Sometimes they just want to hear. They just want you to listen. And I learned to listen. And then when it's time to give advice, give advice. I've listened to you, about this and that, and maybe you should try this. And say you're someone who always asking for advice, then babe, you have to invest in a coach or a therapist, right? You can't treat your friends like therapists. They're not designed and equipped to handle all that you come with. Sometimes we put too much on our friends, not understanding that's not their job. That's not their job. Their job is not to keep up with you and all what comes with you. Same thing with relationships. Sometimes, lady, we have to just learn how to let someone pursue us. For a man, we have to learn how to pursue a woman. Sometimes we end up just doing way too much, and it's so simple. It's so simple. Learning yes and learning no. All right, soul fam. If you want to talk about it a little more, book a session. Let's talk about it. Let's get into some details. All right, soul fam. If you haven't booked a session with me already, all my details are always below, or always below. And it feels good to just talk about it and clear the air and start on a clean slate, right? And in order to be a part of the soul fam, you have to apply knowledge. Okay, applied knowledge is key. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to also be a part of the soul fam if you like. All right, and if you haven't already, get a copy of 77 Pieces of Poetry. This might be the answer to all your problems. There's a poem in here for all. This is one of my all-time favorite books that I have written. All right, soul fam, take this with you. All right, sometimes you just need a good book. All right, soul fam, Amelia Adair here. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm gonna see you at the next one. Bye for now.